Ladies and gentlemen, information from a recently conducted federal audit has just been made public, and I'm not kidding when I say this, but this information has just completely destroyed Gavin Newsom's career. Now, as I'm sure you've all noticed, for months now, we've all been forced to witness a never-ending series of deadly and catastrophic automotive accidents involving illegal alien drivers, many of whom can't even speak English at a basic level or properly follow our traffic laws. But even worse yet, many of these illegal alien drivers have actually been given CDLs, commercial driver's licenses, in blue states like California with radically progressive governors just like Gavin Newsom. And so that is what brings us to today's bombshell report. Take a look at this.
A federal audit found California had issued 62,000 CDLs to drivers who entered illegally, John, or do not have a permanent legal status as required by the feds. California sanctuary laws prohibit asking applicants their immigration status. Governor Newsom said there's not a problem. Back to you.
Did I hear you right? Did you say 62,000?
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a federal audit.
Folks, under Gavin Newsom's radically progressive leadership, if you can even call it that, the state of California has handed out over 62,000 commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And keep in mind, not only are many of these people in the country illegally, but many of them can't speak English, they don't know the rules of the road, and they're driving 50,000-pound semi-trucks going at 75 miles per hour and crashing time and time again into innocent Americans just trying to make their daily commute. Ladies and gentlemen, what's gone on here under Gavin Newsom's leadership is absolutely evil, and just to be blunt, every single one of these 62,000 illegal alien CDLs is pretty much nothing more than a ticking time bomb. And regrettably, as we've seen time and time again, some of those ticking time bombs, so to speak, have already gone off. Now, luckily, President Trump's Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, has already begun taking direct action against all of this anti-American mayhem, already working to strip federal funding out of the state of California. In fact, take a look at this.
What else besides defunding these states is available to you to prevent more of this from happening? How is that not aiding and abetting?
Specifically in regard to our rules, I already took $40 million from the state of California. I'm doing a quick review of their lack of compliance for our rules. I have the ability, and I'm going to pull almost another $160 million. And then I have the ability for California to say, listen, you don't follow any of these rules that keep Americans safe, we're going to revoke your ability to issue a commercial driver's license. We have to use every tool in the toolbox to fight back and push back. But Donald Trump has said this many times, we have to find the funding. Who's supporting, who's funding all of these organizations with the ICE tracker, with these protests? We should know what radical left-wing billionaires are funneling this radicalism on our streets. And again, not keeping basic Americans straight. And if you don't think that the American people believe in what Donald Trump is doing, we had an election. He won the popular vote. He won the 7 key swing states. America wants us to make sure we get illegals out of the country, and you do that by way of ICE and aggressive action. But Kristi Noem, kudos to her. She has been relentless in her effort, regardless of what her agents are being thrown. They're going into the hardest places, whether L.A. or Chicago or New York, and they're arresting the bad people that are hurting American citizens, and that's what our country voted for with President Trump.
And as you all know, that right there is the truth. Now, as Secretary Duffy said, so far he's already pulled $40 million worth of federal funding out of California, and he's set to pull another $160 million if California doesn't start industrially revoking all of these illegal alien CDLs, so thank God for that. However, as this entire situation is unfolding with these illegal alien CDLs, there's actually yet another completely insane situation currently unfolding with some of these sanctuary states right this very moment. You see, California and Illinois have actually both recently begun instructing local police to not only not work with federal immigration officers, but to also start arresting and publicly identifying them. Now, I want you all to take a listen to what Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just had to say about that, but first, I do want to say real quick that if you folks enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. But okay, check this out.
You cannot touch federal agents when they're doing their job, and that's something that they know. It's something that we reminded them of last night, because if you do, you're committing a crime. And the amazing thing about what happened is yesterday, President Trump announced and formally launched the Homeland Security Task Force. This is, in our modern history, the single largest effort by law enforcement to combat narco-terrorists and to get the scourge and the drug dealers out of this country. In just 60 days, we've arrested over 3,200 drug dealers and either gotten them out of this country or put them in jail. On that same day, you have Pelosi, you have other congresswomen, you have a congressman from New York, and you have the governor of Illinois not praising that, not thanking President Trump, but saying that federal law enforcement agents should be arrested. That's the best example of the difference between what this administration is doing and what the Democrats want done. And it's sad, and I feel bad for our federal law enforcement and their families and their wives and their husbands and their children when their mom goes to work every day putting their life on their line, and they have governors and leaders in the Democrat Party suggesting they should be arrested.
Folks, as if we didn't already know this, but here's a reminder: the Democrat Party has become absolutely insane and unhinged. Keep in mind, our ICE agents are quite literally just out there enforcing federal immigration law that's already been on the books for decades. They're not even doing anything over the top or extreme. If you are in this country illegally, you have two options. You can either self-deport, or you will be apprehended and forcibly deported by ICE. It really is just that simple. And so now, as you can all see, the Department of Justice is not messing around with any of this anti-ICE pushback. In fact, take a listen to what Attorney General Pam Bondi had to say about all of this just last night.
You cannot disclose the identity of a federal agent, where they live, anything that could harm them. Pritzker, same ballgame with him. And, you know, Pelosi got a letter today from Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. So did Brooke Jenkins, that DA in San Francisco. We told them, preserve your emails, preserve everything you have on this topic, because if you are telling people to arrest our ICE officers, our federal agents, you cannot do that. You're impeding an investigation, and we will charge them if they think they have not met me, because we will charge them if they are violating the law. We will protect our federal agents. They're out there working nonstop, as you're showing right now during a shutdown. These people are out there working to keep Californians safe, yet you've got Pelosi out there saying to obstruct their investigation. You can't do it.
You hear that? You can't do it, and they won't be allowed to do it. Right this very moment, the Trump administration is cracking down on all of these sanctuary states, criminally pursuing everyone that's been impeding our federal immigration officers, and they're ripping away federal funding from all of these far-left states that refuse to comply. And so, hey, I don't know about all of you, but personally, in my opinion, this is what it looks like to finally put America first.